So today we're gonna start the pointers part 2. In the previous pointer PPD, we already discussed the definition of the pointer, declaration of the pointer, and their uses in the programming. So in this PPD, we're gonna use the pointer, different type of pointers like a null pointer, generic pointer, and their uses in the programming. So, first we're going to start with the null pointer. What is the null pointer? From the name of the null pointer, null means nothing. So, this pointer point nowhere. So, this null pointer point does not have any valid memory address. And the declaration of this null pointer, if you're going to say ptr is a my null pointer, so int star ptr equals to null. This is the procedure or predefined constant is null. So we first declare the pointer, then we are comparing with or equaling with or assign with a null value, which is a predefined constant. Now, what is the use of null pointer? So if you are seeing here, there is a block if statement. So if the we already know about the if statement, if the condition is true, then statement block will be performing. If statement is false, so the statement will not be performing. So if ptr equals to null value, if the condition become true, so the statement block will be performing. Next is generic pointer. So what is the generic pointer? From the name of this, it's a generic, means it's general to use. We previously we declared the pointer within a different int pointer, character pointer, like that. But in this case, we are declaring the pointer in general. Means if you want this pointer as a int pointer, also you can use this pointer as a character pointer. And the process, always remember, in the case of a generic pointer, it's always a void data type. So if ptr is my pointer, then it can be declared as void star ptr. We can also see in the example in the next slide. Look at this is the example. So first we're gonna start with the first line hash include studio.h. It's a library calling. We already know that. Next is main function. So in the under the main function, the first statement is int x equals to 10. Means we declare a variable x which is an integer data type and assign the value is 10. In the second statement, we declared a variable ch which is a character data type and store the value or assign the value a on it. Right. Next, we declare a variable or a called a generic pointer variable gp, which is a data type is void, which is discussed in the earlier slide. Now, we assign the generic pointer value with the address of the x. Now, the pointer gp is locating at the address of the x, which is the integer data type. Also, we know that integer data type take 2 bytes of memory in the RAM. Now we got to print the value of the pointer here using our generic format. So first we have to write the statement here, and then the format specifier percentile d for the integer. Then we gonna use the generic pointer format star in star and gp, means star under the first bracket data type star gp. Now, in this statement line, we assign the address of the character variable to the generic pointer. Remain, generic pointer is a general for all. So, first we assign the integer type, now we are assigning the character type. So, again the similar way, we're going to print that. So, in the next slide, we're going to see that same program is running with an output. So, So you can see in the first printf the result is 10. Result is 10. And second printf result is A, because in the first section he locate the address of the x, which is the integer type of variable. In the second is a character variable, the address of the going to the GP. So next portion is called call by reference. Many of you ask me what is call by reference in the function chapter. Now we're gonna discuss the what is the call by reference. So call by reference here in the previous case we know that function can be called by a two different way. One is call by value, another is call by reference. In the call by section we put the value of the variable in the inside the function and we call it as the actual parameter, and whatever the this value goes to the function definition and perform the operation, those parameters present in the function inside is called the formal parameters. So in the case of that, the call by reference we does not pass any value, we directly pass the address of the actual parameter, and when it's performed in the function definition by the formal parameters, it's also changed in the actual parameter. So that's why in the case of a call by reference there should be no return value. Look at this program. So here we declared a function which is as a name is swap, data type is return type is void, and there is an he taking the two pointer variable, one is n1, another is n2. Now under the main function we declare two numbers, number 1 and number 2, which is the integer data type. So number 1 is value is assigned with a 5, number 2 is assigned with a 10. Now we gonna use the swap function which is we earlier created above by the declaration of the function. So swap taking the address of the number 1 and taking the address of the number 2. Now from here he directly jumps. So from here he directly jumps here. So when he get this function call, he directly comes here. Now we declare under the function definition a temp variable. Temp equals to the change of the star n1. Star n1 means the value of the n1, which is means the number 1 address value goes to the temp. Now star n1 is equals to star n2. So the number 2 values address value goes to the number 1 address. Now number 1 address value, which is already in the temperature temp variable, is coming to the address of the number 2 variable. So with the help of this we directly gonna swap this, and after swapping we're gonna print this with these two functions. So if you check the output of this function, we are starting with a number 1 5, number 2 10. Now after swapping, it's become number 1 10, number 2 5. Because we are look at here, we are does not have any return value of the our function, but because the address where is change is happening is a directly change is happening in the actual parameters. So similarly, another program of the summation. Here we take first we declare the functions void sum int star a, int star b, int star t. So here is a three variable. So similarly, we take the it's a user input function. Previously is a programmer defined function. Now this is a user defined function. So in the case of a user defined function, we take the two value from the user, and after taking the two value, we put the sum. So here we call the sum function which take the two values, number 1 address, number 2 address, and the total variable address. Now user input two input, the two input directly goes to our functions from here to goes here. Then after that operation is performing. So after summation, take the value of the address A, take the value from the address B, sum up it and stored in the address of the T. So when you gonna print this thing, you get the sum of the two variables. So this is 2, this is 3, our input, and the output is coming 5. Thank you.